Gang was popping. we had to set the mood, gang. We had to set the mood. Who's in the building, man? What up, Mr. Sheridan? What up? Carne is in the building with the quadruple header. Yeah, man, that's 4 videos today, man. We out here working hard, man. We working hard. We had to set the mood, gang. What's Gucci? What up, Juan? What up, Bill Nye? What up, Smokey? Now, look, a lot of y'all been asking me, man, because y'all know. A lot of y'all been asking me because y'all know, a lot of y'all know me pretty well, man. Y'all know that the first thing that I tried to do on this channel was horror reactions. It was reacting to scary stuff and doing that kind of stuff. That's just who I am, bro. Scary movies, conspiracies, sneakers and music. That's this whole channel. That's this whole channel. So we got a dope video lined up, man. We got a dope video lined up. The true stories behind these horror movies are terrifying. So listen, if you're watching this and it's like 3 a.m., don't say I didn't warn you, gang. Don't say I didn't warn you. Double tap the screen on the way in. Yes. All right, man. I'm going to chill with all the sound effects, though, because it's supposed to get spooky, man. It's Halloween season, man. That's my favorite holiday. I still not really sure what I'm going to dress up as this year. We going to do something. We got to do something on the channel, but y'all know Halloween season is my favorite season of the year, man. So I want to do a couple more of these before we get past the time when I can't do it no more, all right? But let's go ahead and tap into it, man. The true stories behind these horror movies are terrifying. I'm excited to see what these are. Nah.
Dolls can be creepy, and as depicted in a plethora of horror films released throughout the decades, they can supposedly even play host to evil spirits. But what if I told you the origins of the ideas behind movies like Chucky may not have been fictional at all, but instead based in truth? You're watching Ghoulish Good Nights, and tonight we delve into the horrifying truth behind Chucky, the haunting of Robert the Doll. In the early years of the 20th century...
Wait, Robert the Doll was Chucky? I definitely know, what's the other one, bro? I know, Annabelle. I didn't know Robert the Doll was supposed to be Chucky, bro.
A one-of-a-kind handcrafted doll found its way into the possession of a young boy named Eugene Robert Otto, gifted by a servant who worked for his family. This extraordinary doll, created by the renowned Steiff Company in Germany,
They say
stood about 40 inches tall and was stuffed with wood wool, also known as Excelsior. Affectionately known as Gene, the boy swiftly grew attached to the doll, naming it Robert, and forming a bond that would endure for a lifetime and beyond. Gene's abode, now dubbed the Artist's House, stands at 534 Eaton Street, erected between the years 1890 and 1898.
Bro.
Within these walls, Gene, an artist and author, was presented with the enigmatic Robert the Doll, and their remarkable tale began to take shape. Despite its unassuming cloth-made appearance, Robert soon found himself entangled.
Yeah, dog, like, this doll don't even look that scary, bro. The doll don't even look that scary, but I heard the last person that touched the doll, like, literally died, bro, like on a motorcycle accident or something like that. Yeah, nah, I'm here for it. What up, Vu?
Somewhat alarming events. A sense of unease settled on a fateful night when a 10-year-old Gene awoke to discover Robert perched ominously at the foot of his bed, eyes locked onto him. In mere moments, Gene's mother was roused from her slumber by her son's desperate cries and cacophony of furniture toppling in his bedroom. Frantically, Gene implored his mother to rescue him. As she finally forced the locked door open, she found a petrified Gene huddled on his bed, the room in disarray, and Robert the Doll seated calmly nearby.
Chill.
Robert did it, Gene could barely whisper, a phrase he would echo throughout his childhood when confronted with mysterious, unsettling, or destructive events.
Hey, man, listen.
Was it true?
Parents, believe your damn kids. Yo, swear to God, my daughter said her doll spun around. She's like, it spun around. I took it outside and threw it away immediately, wrapped it in the bag, put it in the garbage can. We not doing this. We not doing the I gotta worry about you every night in this doll. No, believe your kids, bro. All they got, it's a doll at the end of the day. Throw it away. Get rid of it. They be here, look, they years and years and years and years of Robert the dog. Robert did it. Robert did it. Stop playing with me, man.
Truly Robert's doing? The inexplicable nature of how a seemingly harmless toy could wreak havoc in a child.
Look at this doll, bruh. Why would you even want this doll? Why would you even want this doll? My house was haunted as a child. I would believe any baby telling me this, bruh. Nah. Let me know in the chat if y'all ever experienced anything like paranormal. I want to know now. It's paranormal hour.
Child's room remains shrouded in mystery. Yet the enigmatic occurrences didn't end with that solitary episode. Jean's parents would often catch their son engaging in conversation with the doll, and to their astonishment, they would hear an entirely different voice respond. They claimed to witness the doll speak, its expression alter, and even catch glimpses of Robert darting up the stairs or...
So you telling me the parents, not only the child, but the parents witnessed the doll talking and running up the stairs and y'all kept the doll? Bruh, look, y'all want this to happen to y'all, man. Y'all want this to happen to y'all. Ain't no way. I live in a haunted house? Oh my God. We got to hear more about that story too. Hell no. Nah. Yeah, he would have been in a blender, gang. He would have been in a blender, burnt, chopped up, something. He wouldn't have been in my house.
Staring out from the upper floor window.
Wait,
Robert's
what?
presence persisted through Jean's life. As the doll speak, its expression alter, and even catch glimpses of Robert darting up the stairs or staring out from the upper floor window. Robert's presence persisted through Jean's life, and after his parents' passing, he and his wife Anne returned to the family home, which is now a popular bed and breakfast. Jean felt Robert warranted a room of his own, placing him in an upstairs chamber featuring a window overlooking the street.
Dog, they gave Robert his own room? Oh, hell no. Wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute. So this doll has terrified you as a child your entire life. Your parents seen this doll running and talking in the house. Running and talking in the house. They seen him staring out the window. They pass away. You move back to the same crib with Robert in it. You get married. And then you decide to give him his own room? Wait. First of all, what wife is doing that, gang? What wife is just like, okay, yeah, let's just give Robert his own room? You crazy. My wife would have came in here like, are you stupid? Like, what? No, he talks? No. What is going on?
Anne, however, was disquieted by Robert's presence, insisting that Jean banish the doll to the attic, away from potential harm. Jean acquiesced, but Robert was far from pleased. Visitors to the home soon reported hearing footsteps in the attic, the sound of pacing and sinister laughter. Neighborhood children recounted seeing Robert staring at them from the upstairs window, even mocking them as they journeyed to school.
Man.
Alarmed by these claims, Jean hastened to investigate, certain that he had locked Robert away in the attic. To his utter disbelief, upon opening the bedroom door, there sat Robert, nestled in a rocking chair by the window. Jean's efforts to confine Robert to the attic were futile, as the doll would consistently reappear by the window in the upstairs room. Many speculate that the source of Robert's malevolence is rooted in the servant who initially gifted him to Jean, the same servant mistreated by Jean's parents. Some believe that she cursed the doll with voodoo and dark magic as retribution.
Yeah, bro. Look. Have y'all seen that movie Long Legs? If y'all haven't seen that movie Long Legs, that's what it's all about. I'm not spoiling it because it's been out for a while, but Long Legs is about basically a guy who is putting like demonic energy into dolls and giving them to people. I swear, bro, some things I just don't believe in at all, and some things I don't give any energy to. But sometimes my wife has always said it too, where she's like, yo, I don't accept gifts from people like that. I just don't, because you don't know what kind of intention they have when they gave it to you, or what kind of energy they put on it, or they left on it. You don't know where it came from. So the fact that you kind of felt the way about it, she put voodoo on it too. Like you knew she was capable of voodoo and you took the doll? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you?
In the numerous chilling encounters people have experienced with Robert the doll. But if true, wouldn't the haunting have ceased with the original owner's demise? As our story of Robert the doll unfolds, it's fascinating to consider the broader cultural impact that tales of malevolent dolls have had on our popular cinema.
Facts.
The chilling events surrounding Robert may remind some of the popular horror movie franchise Child's Play, which began in 1988 and follows the terrifying exploits of a possessed doll named Chucky. Although the creators have not confirmed any connections, the similarities between Robert and Chucky's stories simply cannot be ignored. Both Robert and Chucky began their tales as seemingly normal children's toys, only to become enshrined in infamy as their stories unfolded.
Love this movie.
Each doll, with its own name and distinct personality, became the central figure in a series of
the crazy part is, bro just said something. He just said something about voodoo. They was doing voodoo. That's how he got into the body. Anybody know Chucky's real name? Let me know in the chat if y'all know what it is. What's his real name? If you're a real horror fan, you can give me the name. But they was doing voodoo on the doll. And I used to say the whole like chant too. God got me feeling stupid. I used to say it when I was a kid because I watched the movie so much. I used to remember like the chant that they would say when he would try to put his body into another person's body. Charles Lee Ray. Facts. Shout out to Will for the 27-month re-up. Wait, you're not brave enough to pull up the spoiler ending creature to The Substance. Nightmares, man. Wait, have you seen The Substance yet? I told you, I watched The Substance already. Wait, you said the spoiler to pull up the spoiler. Ending creature. Oh, no. Oh, yeah, that ending creature was wild, bro. I'm not even going to share that if ain't nobody seen it yet. That one was... You can't hang? You didn't watch that yet? Yo, The Substance is a wild, wild movie. You got to check it out. You got to check out The Substance. It takes a left turn, like with 20 minutes left in the movie. There's a hard left. A hard left.
These similarities have led fans and
Shout out to Demi Moore, though,
to speculate on whether the legend of Robert might have inspired the fictional Chucky, or if both are simply manifestations of a cultural fascination with the idea of the innocent turned evil. Child's Play took the concept to new heights, with Chucky becoming a symbol of horror. The franchise's success perhaps owes a debt to the groundwork laid by real-life stories like that of Robert the Doll.
True.
Stories that blur the lines between myth and reality.
Well, Annabelle too.
Us to wonder.
Annabelle too, but Annabelle just came out way later. Annabelle, the story of Annabelle, well, I don't even know if her real, I think it is Annabelle, but she don't look nothing like the doll. All of these dolls look like Raggedy Ann dolls. Like they don't look as mean as the movies portray them to be. If they made them look like this, we wouldn't be scared of them.
Where one ends and the other begins. Whether coincidence or not, the story of Robert the Doll has undoubtedly contributed to the tapestry of horror lore from which Child's Play is woven, adding a layer of authenticity to the fearsome concept of a doll with a will of its own. Other films that delve into the eerie world of evil dolls include Annabelle, a spin-off from the Conjuring series, featuring a haunted doll with a sinister presence. Dead Silence is yet another example, where a ventriloquist dummy wreaks havoc and death upon
Dead
those
Silence, I didn't like Dead Silence as much, but Dead Silence is more of a play on, I feel like, not more of a play because it could still be from the story, but Twilight Zone had an episode of the ventriloquist dummy, Talking Tina, I think that was the name of it. Twilight Zone had one, Slappy and Goosebumps, more of like a funnier one. But yeah, they've been talking about these dolls and stuff for a long time. I can watch all the Saw movies, but can't do Human Centipede. Human Centipede was disgusting. Let me know when you've seen Tusk. All right, Let me know when you went off the deep end and watched Tusk. Okay, Tusk is crazy. The boy is pretty good too. The Substance, I have to check it out. Yeah, The Substance is a new movie. You seen Tusk? Oh my God, that movie is wild.
Counter it. Both the story of Robert the Doll and films such as these share some striking similarities. A seemingly innocuous doll that becomes the center of bizarre and frightening events, unexplained occurrences that defy rational explanation,
Come on, what is
and
this?
A sense of dread that stems from the unexpected transformation of a childhood plaything into a sinister force. As the credits rolled on the first Child's Play movie back in 1988, audiences were left to ponder the origins of Chucky. The filmmakers Don Mancini and Tom Holland had unleashed a new terror onto the silver screen, but they remained tight-lipped about whether their creation was influenced by any true tales of terror. Yet, those who knew of Robert the Doll couldn't help but draw parallels. Robert's story was whispered about in the winds that swept through Key West long before Chucky ever brandished a knife.
Oh.
The doll's
and
legend
Chucky was in
had seeped into the
Chicago
fabric
too. Chucky was in Chicago too, so they never said if it was him. That's crazy. This is the Bride of Chucky. This is the one that like most people. I feel like this is the one that most people really recognize.
Local lore, and perhaps into the collective unconscious of horror enthusiasts everywhere. Consider the evidence that fans and detectives of the dark, if you will, have pieced together. The possession. Both Robert and Chucky were said to house spirits within their stitched and stuffed bodies. Robert through some unknown enchantment, and Chucky through a ritual of voodoo spoken by a dying criminal.
Told you.
The companionship. Just as young Gene Otto found a friend in Robert, so did Andy Barclay and Chucky, each child unaware of the darkness that lurked beneath the cotton and felt. In the absence of a direct admission from the creators, the connection between Robert the Doll and Chucky remains a patchwork of conjecture and coincidence.
I like Chucky 2 better than Chucky 1 though.
The very heart of horror's quilt.
Chucky 3 was terrible in my opinion.
Repeats itself in stories told in hushed tones around campfires and on the silver screen. The truth may be as elusive as a shadow in a darkened room, but the story of Robert the Doll endures, a possible muse to the nightmares that dance at our heads long after we've outgrown our toys.
Yeah, I didn't know I didn't know nothing about I've heard of Robert the Doll, but I never drew a connection between Robert the Doll and Chucky. I just don't know why. Well, I think I know why. One, they don't look the same. There's another doll too. There's another male doll that that I remember that we were just talking about. But Annabelle, I definitely knew about that one. I knew that one didn't look right. But the ventriloquist dummy dolls are different too. Hey, bro, because bro said shadows in the room. See now this? Ugh.
Exorcism. For some, the idea of casting out demons or evil spirits is a necessary and effective religious practice. For others, it's a controversial and debated topic that can blur the lines between faith and superstition. However, regardless of where one stands on the topic, there are some stories that continue to captivate the imagination and spark discussion to this day. One of those stories is the true account of Anneliese Michel's exorcism.
Ooh.
Her story is one that delves deep into the complexities of faith, mental illness, and the human experience, and has most certainly sent shudders down the spines of those who've heard it.
Now, exorcism, that obviously plays a little bit more into like religion and stuff like that. But I don't think I put it past. I think it's true. I think they definitely have to go in and get sometimes, you know what I'm saying? One of them demons get up in them people and they got to go get it out. I don't know how else they do it. Like I was even watching The Deliverance. I was even watching I think it was called The Deliverance. That one was okay, but that's supposedly a true story too. I think they might mention Emily Rose as well.
In the small German town of Klingenberg am Main, Anneliese Michel was born on September 21st, 1952, into a devoutly Catholic family.
See,
she was one
but
of
that's
four
the
sisters.
piece though, right? that's the piece that always throws me for a loop, is because they have that that foundation of religion and or Catholicism or whatever, just religion in general. I'm not gonna throw religion on it, but because it's religion in general, it almost seems like, you know, like if they were just not like, no, they had no attachment to religion at all and it happened, it would make it a little bit more like believable for me. But I still think that it can happen.
And her father, Joseph, had even considered training as a priest. As a teenager, Anneliese became increasingly religious, sleeping on a bare stone floor to atone for the sins of corrupt priests and drug addicts. But in 1968, when she was just 17 and still in high school, Anneliese began to suffer from convulsions. Court findings have her experiencing her first epileptic attack in 1969. It was then that a neurologist at the psychiatric clinic Wurzburg diagnosed her with grand mal epilepsy. Soon, Anneliese started experiencing devilish hallucinations while praying. She also began to hear voices, which told her that she was damned.
Come on,
The
dog.
first unofficial diagnosis was made by an older woman who accompanied Anneliese on a pilgrimage. She noticed that Anneliese avoided walking past a particular image of Jesus and that she refused to drink water from a holy spring. The woman also claimed that Anneliese smelled hellishly bad. An exorcist from a nearby town examined Anneliese and concluded that she was demonically possessed. After 2 failed requests, the rite of exorcism was finally granted by the bishop. Anneliese was convinced that she had been possessed by several demons, including Lucifer, Judas Iscariot, Nero, Hitler, and Fleischmann, a disgraced Frankish priest from the 16th century. She also mentioned a few other damned souls who had manifested themselves through her. Anneliese's parents, Joseph and Anna, in 1975, convinced that she was possessed, they gave up on the doctors from the psychiatric clinic. They chose to rely solely on the exorcisms for the healing. Anneliese endured 67 rites of exorcism over a period of 10 months.
67? That's crazy, man. I think, you know, also as a parent or somebody who's watching your kids go through this, and you don't know if you don't know if they're losing their mind or they're battling some sort of mental illness or something like that, or and this is the 60s, bro. I'm sure like mental health was a topic, but I can't imagine that it was like, oh, she's, you know, it wasn't as prevalent as it is now where people can discuss mental health. They probably was like, yo, she's crazy. There's something wrong with her. You know what I'm saying? And to then think like, okay, man, there's something demonic going on with my kid. I got to get rid of that. I got to go this route and not that route. Tough.
By 2 priests of the Catholic Church to free Anneliese of the 6 demons they believed possessed her. Over time, the ligaments in her knees ruptured due to the 600 genuflections that she performed obsessively during each exorcism session.
What?
A genuflection is an act of reverence consisting of falling onto one or both knees. On June 30th, 1976, during her last rite of exorcism before her death, too weak and emaciated to perform the genuflections on her own, Anneliese's parents stood and helped carry her through the motions. According to the autopsy on July 1st, 1976, Anneliese Michel succumbed to the effects of severe dehydration and malnourishment. At the time of her death, she was also suffering from pneumonia and a high fever. She was buried next to her illegitimate sister Martha at the outer edges of the cemetery.
Why?
But the horror
why
didn't
you have to
end.
say it was her illegitimate sister, bro? Why he had to say that? It's her sister, man. Her illegitimate sister. Like, damn, you don't think they battled that enough when they was alive?
With Anneliese's death. In 1978, almost 2 years after she was buried, her body was exhumed and moved to a new oak coffin lined with tin. The exhumation was allegedly done because her parents received a message from a Carmelite nun that their daughter's body was still intact. Official reports stated that the body showed consistent deterioration, but photos were never released, and her parents were prohibited from witnessing the exhumation. The case of Anneliese Michel has sparked intense debate about practice of exorcism and the role of religion in mental illness.
Yeah.
While some continue to view Anneliese's story as a tragic example of the dangers of unchecked religious zealotry, others argue that her possession was real and that the church failed her by not taking her demonic affliction seriously. In the 2005
and that was my point of like not like when do you move away from medicine and move on to religion? Like when do you move away from that, or when do you move from religion and like, all right, bet, man, like this ain't nothing. We need to go get some medicine. Like we need to go talk to them. Like when do you make that decision to or how do you make that decision? I don't know.
film, The Exorcism of Emily Rose,
I knew it.
only one of the characters, Father Richard Moore, was found guilty of negligent homicide surrounding the death of Emily Rose. In the real-life case of Anneliese Michel, which took place in 1978, there were 4 defendants, not just one. They were Father Arnold Rentz, Pastor Ernst Alt, and Anneliese Michel's parents, Joseph and Anna. All 4 were found guilty of negligent homicide and sentenced to 6 months in prison, suspended with 3 years probation.
Bro, they gave them 6 months for negligent homicide? 6 months? That's it? Well, I guess negligent means that they didn't know that they didn't know that they were gonna unalive, but that's crazy.
The trial attracted international attention and led to changes in German law regarding exorcism. In 1984, German bishops and theologians petitioned Rome to change the exorcism rite. They concluded that speaking directly or imperatively to the devil, that is, I command thee, unclean spirit, was not necessary for a successful exorcism. Despite the changes in the exorcism rite, many still believe that the practice of exorcism is dangerous and can lead to tragedy. Critics argue that mental illness should be treated by medical professionals, not religious figures. Supporters of exorcism, however, believe that demonic possession is a real and dangerous phenomenon that requires spiritual intervention. While there is limited scientific evidence supporting the existence of demonic possession, there are also cases where individuals have reported experiencing relief from their symptoms following an exorcism. One such case was reported in 2016 in the Journal of Religion and Health, which described a patient with bipolar disorder who underwent an exorcism and reported a significant improvement in symptoms. The study acknowledged that the placebo effect may have played a role in the patient's reported improvement, but also noted that there may be a spiritual or religious element to the phenomenon of exorcism that is not yet fully understood. Some religious practitioners argue that an exorcism is a valid form of treatment for certain conditions, such as addiction or emotional trauma.
Damn.
They believe that by addressing the spiritual aspects of these conditions, a person can achieve a deeper level of healing than through traditional medical treatments alone. On the flip side, however, the potential harms posed by certain exorcism rituals that involve physical restraints, such as tying the person to a bed or a chair to prevent them from harming themselves or others during the exorcism. This can create a feeling of helplessness and fear for the person undergoing the ritual, and in some cases has even resulted in death due to sheer shock. Additionally, there have been cases where exorcisms have resulted in physical harm or even death. In one such case in 1949, a young boy
1949, but that's what I said though, when I was like, how do you determine the difference, right? Like, how do you know, like, oh man, like you have to go several routes. Like you have to go to, get evaluated by mental health, professionals. And then they say, well, she's got this, or he's got this, he's got that. Go home. And then you start speaking a different language and be like, nah, let's take him over here. You take him over here and they be like, yeah. And so like, what do you believe? How do you even figure that out? That's tough, man. That's tough. Because you don't want to get the wrong kind of help either.
Series of exorcisms that reportedly resulted in him breaking free from his restraints and attacking the priests, as well as causing damage to the room. In another case, in 2010, a nun died during an exorcism in Romania after being gagged, bound to a cross, and left in a cold room for 3 days without food or water. Furthermore, the idea that a person can be possessed by a demonic entity and lose control of their own body and actions can be terrifying. The idea that there may be unseen forces at work manipulating a person's thoughts and behaviors can make the concept of possession all the more frightening. While some believe in the reality of possession and the need for exorcisms, others see it as a form of superstition or even abuse.
Ooh.
This uncertainty and disagreement surrounding the topic can add to the overall sense of unease and fear. Anneliese Michel's story continues to captivate and horrify people around the world. Her case remains one of the most controversial and debated cases of demonic possession in modern history.
Ooh.
Some see her as a tragic victim of religious fervor, while others believe that her possession was real and that her death was the result of a failed exorcism.
Damn.
Regardless of where one stands on the issue, Anneliese's story serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked religious zealotry and the importance of seeking proper medical treatment for mental illness.
If you found these true horror stories fascinating, then you'll definitely want to check out 2 recent accounts from September 2024, where people have reported actual paranormal encounters.
Yeah, we're gonna have to check those out, bro. We're gonna have to check those out. I will say this though. I feel like it just lets you know that all of the stuff that we see and all of the things that we watch, I won't say all of them, but a lot of it is rooted in some sort of truth. Like sometimes when you see things for the first time, you may not necessarily think that, wow, even if it's not fully the exact story, there's some pieces of it that have some truth to it. So it's not like they just do things or they put things in front of you because they just thought it was cool to do. It's like, nah, there's a piece to this story that has some truth in it. So when you watching that movie about something crazy and you think, bro, this is like all of the alien movies, all of the what was the one that everybody was scared about? When the Tesla stopped in the streets, or how they show you how things take place, eyes wide shut style, you feel me? Like all of that stuff is like rooted in some sort of truth. He said, all right, Arab Jinn videos. Yo, we got to do this again, man. We got to do this again. Let me, I wanted to get to a couple of these comments, but when I was a teenager, we go to DC to the staircase in Georgetown where a scene from The Exorcist was filmed. Thought we were badasses. Oh, no. My daughter and I are watching the whole Conjuring series. We're saving the story about the actual people until my next night off. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. Thank you guys so much. I've actually seen someone possessed. Oh my God. Yeah, Eyes Wide Shut is an epic movie. Thank you guys so much, man. We're going to do this again. Maybe a couple times before spooky season is over. And if it really goes well, man, maybe even afterwards. You know, this is what I watch when I get off the stream. I go upstairs and I go, let me sit back and watch a scary story. So I don't mind doing this at all, man. Thank you guys for pulling up to the video. Like I said, this is the last one for today. I know y'all seen 4 from me, 3 music videos and a bonus video. Giveaway. Damn, we got to do the giveaway next week. We'll do the giveaway on Monday. We'll actually do the giveaway on Monday. But I love you guys so much, man. Thank y'all for pulling up. Like I said, if you're watching this at 3 a.m., I warned you not to watch this at 3 a.m. But I love y'all so much, man. Y'all have a great day. Have a great weekend. I probably won't see you guys tomorrow. We might be doing some family stuff, so probably won't see you guys tomorrow. But y'all have a great weekend. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all on Monday. All right? Y'all have a great day. I'm out. Peace. I'm gone. Got you.